Business Environment Part 3. Characteristic of Business Environment. Internal and External Environment. All business enterprise is surrounded by the internal and external environment. The internal environment is controllable, but the external environment is beyond the control of the business. Interdependency. There is a relationship between environmental factors. Business is influenced by its environment, and in turn, to a certain degree, it will influence its external forces. Similarly, political legal environment influence the economic environment and service. So, the business enterprise depends on the external environment of both to get input as well as for the sales of output. Dynamic factors. The business environment is the product of various dynamic factors: economic, social, political, geographical, religious, and technological. Therefore, business enterprise must adjust itself according to its external environment. Resources. The business enterprise gets its resources such as raw material, capital from the external environment. A firm cannot fulfill its objective without getting these resources. Therefore, the business depends on external environment for getting their resources. External factors are uncontrollable and they affect the firm's operations to a large extent. The main uncontrollable factors are government policies, legal provisions, research and development, technology, social conditions, political conditions, external relations, and pressures. Complex. Complexity is the significant one amongst the features of business environment. The business environment becomes complex in nature because of the involvement of the different environmental features, because of the fast changing nature of different features. Dynamic nature. Business environment consists of various internal as well as external factors like political environment, technology, suppliers, consumers. These factors are dynamic and changes fast. For example, the technologies which are considered latest today will become obsolete in a few years. Businesses are required to update the technology that they frequently use to stay ahead in the business. Uncertainty. No one can predict the business environment. It is uncertain to predict what changes should be expected in the factors of business environment. For example, there could be raw materials which is available easily today but can be difficult to get a few years later. At the same time, the market where the product can be sold, which is available a wider market today, but it can be difficult to get those wider market few years later. Opportunities and obstacles. The business environment not only poses uncertain situations and scenarios, but it also throws various opportunities and obstacles on the business to conduct. For example, people were buying instant food. The sales were very hit when they were introduced in the market. But nowadays, people are becoming aware of health issues which are caused by these instant food. And people want a healthier alternative to these instant food. Because of that businesses are changing their strategies and introducing new product, food item, healthy food item to the people. Long-term impacts. Long-term impact is one of the most critical feature of business environment. Most changes in the business environment impact the business for a long period. For example, change in political environment impacts not only last for a few months or few years, but they will be there until no further changes take place in the environment. Future business plan. Business environment impact on future planning. Businesses are required to plan of time to stay in the market. The business environment highly influences the future of business. It is important to plan properly to make maximum profit. Interconnected factors. All factors of the business environment are interconnected with one another. For example, inflation in the price of raw materials influences on the price of the final product, which impact the budget of the consumers as a result of which consumer will either stop using the goods or they will buy the lesser amount from their income. Relative in nature, the business environment differs from country to country, company to company. For example, if there is a loss in sales for fast food, then the sales of raw vegetables and fruits will increase. The technology used in every country is different. As a result, there will be different business policies in each country. In this video lesson, you have learned about the characteristic of business environment. Thank you.